Okay, thank you very much, Tata Mike, for handing over the mic. We are now joined on the line by the Executive Director of the Southern African Science Service Center for Climate Change and Adaptive Land Management, that is SASSCAL. We are joined by Professor Indongo. Professor, thank you for joining us. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well, Dee. Thank you very much.
Yes, once again, thank you very much for making time for us today. So let's get right into it today. If you can start with your career journey, what led you to the position of the Executive Director of SASSCAL?
Thank you, Dee, and good morning to the listeners. Thank you for the question. My journey to becoming the Executive Director of SASSCAL has been shaped by a passion for leadership, research, and contributing meaningfully to Africa's development. In my previous role, I served in a senior management position where I had extensive experience in governance, research coordination, and policy engagement. And over time, I realized that I had acquired the skills, the insights, and the confidence needed to take an executive leadership role. One where I could drive strategy, where I could inspire teams and influence impact at a regional level. So when the opportunity at SASSCAL arose, I saw it as the perfect platform to elevate my contribution to development in Africa. It has always been my goal to make a substantial contribution to my continent, particularly in advancing research and innovation that supports climate resilience and sustainable growth in Africa. So just to sum up really Dee on this, taking up this role has been both a professional milestone and a personal calling to serve, to ensure that science that we produce continues to make a real difference in people's lives.
100%. Now, Professor, you took over from Dr. Jane Olwoch. Can you touch on the increase in women in STEM-related fields that you have witnessed from when you started your professional career until now? How has that growth been?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for that question. Indeed, when I began my professional journey, the representation of women in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, was quite limited. Women often faced structural barriers, lack of mentorship, and limited visibility in leadership role. However, over the years, I have witnessed a remarkable transformation. Today, more young women are entering and excelling in STEM disciplines, driven by targeted initiatives, scholarships, mentorship programs, and a growing awareness about gender equity in science and innovation. Institutions, including SASSCAL, have also been intentional about promoting women scientists and researchers, ensuring that their voices are heard in climate change, environmental management, and technological innovation spaces. So it's also really inspiring to see women not only participating, but leading major research projects, directing scientific institutions, and influencing policies like you have seen in some of the events that we carried out in the past month.
Yes.
So this increase demonstrates that when opportunities are equitable, women rise to the occasion and make impactful contributions to the scientific society. And we also need to take note that the world has evolved to recognize that women belong at the decision-making table
Yes.
They bring unique perspective, strategic thinking, and empathy that enrich leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So while we have made significant progress, we must also continue to nurture this growth by empowering girls at a young age, supporting women's career progression, and ensuring that the environment remains inclusive and enabling.
Most definitely.
Mm.
Now, Professor, for the listeners, can you describe what SASSCAL is and some of the work that the organization partakes in?
Certainly, Dee. SASSCAL stands for the Southern African Science Service Center for Climate Change and Adaptive Land Management.
Mm-hmm.
It's a regional organization that was established as an initiative of 5 member countries: Angola, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa, and Zambia, to strengthen the link between science, policy, and practical action in addressing climate change and sustainable land management in Southern Africa. Of course, working closely and supported by the federal government of Germany.
Yes.
These countries, way back in 2011, recognized that climate change does not respect borders.
Mm-hmm.
Its impacts are regional and interconnected. Therefore, a coordinated scientific approach was needed to generate reliable data, build local research capacity, and develop solutions that are relevant to the Southern African context.
Mm-hmm.
And hence, SASSCAL was designed to fill that gap, to promote collaborative research, share knowledge, and provide evidence-based advice to governments and communities.
Yes.
Those countries, way back in 2011, they also recognized that by working together, they can pool expertise, they can avoid duplications, and they can make a stronger, unified contribution to regional and global climate change adaptation and mitigation efforts.
Mm-hmm.
So some of our key activities include conducting climate and environmental research, developing data and information systems, building capacity through scholarships. You have heard that we have introduced what we call SGSP in member countries to train young scientists, even to PhD level, and support pilot projects that promote sustainable development.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Thank you very much for that explanation, and for the listeners who might not know, you have an extensive background in the social sciences and research. So, how do you think this experience of yours will help you in the role of the executive director of SASSCAL?
Thank you. That's a great question as well. My background in the social sciences and the research has really shaped how I approach leadership and decision making.
Mm-hmm.
It has taught me to look beyond the technical aspect of science and understand the human, the social, and the policy dimensions that influence how scientific knowledge is used.
Yes.
At SASSCAL, where our mission is to bridge science and policy, that perspective is invaluable. Mm-hmm. It helps me ensure that our research not only advances knowledge, but also addresses real societal needs.
Yes.
From climate resilience and food security to sustainable livelihood. So, my research experience also gives me a strong appreciation for evidence-based decision-making and collaboration across disciplines. And I believe that solutions to complex challenges like climate change requires both scientific innovation and social understanding. And
Yes.
my background allows me to connect those dots effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And now, speaking of evidence-based solutions, SASSCAL has published many studies over the years. And in your short time as the executive director, can you describe how important and impactful this research has been to Namibia in particular?
Absolutely. SASSCAL's research has had a tremendous impact on Namibia and also across all other SASSCAL member countries. Over the years, the organization has produced valuable scientific data and studies that have directly informed the national policies and strategies on climate change, agriculture, water management, and biodiversity conservation, because these are our focus areas. For example, our climate observation and models have been instrumental in helping Namibia plan for drought resilience and water resource management. SASSCAL has also supported the training of Namibian scientists and the postgraduate students, building a strong foundation for local expertise in environmental and climate sciences.
Yeah.
So, you have seen perhaps in social media that last week we were just in Zambia doing the handover of about 15 weather stations, infrastructure that have been funded through SASSCAL.
Yes.
And they are making impact in the provision of data in that country. That same event is also lined up for Namibia on the 10th of November, where we are going to hand over more than 40 weather stations that will complement what the government what the government has in terms of weather stations.
Yes.
So we are really making impact in all these countries through the acquisition of even those infrastructures.
No, that's great to hear. And so what are some specific areas of focus you have identified thus far, and are there any quantifiable goals that you are looking to achieve during your tenure as the ED?
Yeah, there is a lot on the plate.
I can imagine.
Since taking up the role, I have identified several key areas of focus that align with the SASSCAL's mandate and the evolving needs of our region.
Okay.
Briefly, first, we really want to strengthen climate services and data accessibility. This is to ensure that our research and the climate information are easily available and usable by policymakers, by farmers, and the communities. Secondly, I am also really prioritizing capacity building. We want to expand training opportunities, scholarships, and mentorship to develop the next generation of Africa researchers who can drive innovation and sustainability.
Yeah.
Thirdly, we are focusing on expansion of SASSCAL in terms of membership, regional collaboration, and resource mobilization. So SASSCAL currently operates across 5 member countries, but we need to expand it. As I said, climate change knows no borders. Our focus is to bring more Southern African nations or countries on board as members so that we can strengthen our collective voice and deepen regional collaboration in responding to this shared challenge that we call climate change.
Yeah.
So really, my vision is for SASSCAL to be known and recognized globally. as an organization that not only produce excellent science, but also an organization that has a strong voice and influence in international climate change discussions, shaping conversations on climate change and ensuring that Southern Africa perspectives are heard and valued.
100%.
That is my vision.
That's great to hear. Now, Professor, before I let you go, is there any last words you'd like to leave with the listeners this morning that maybe I didn't touch on?
There is a lot to hear from SASSCAL.
Yes.
SASSCAL is a regional organization. Its secretariat is really based in Windhoek, but it is responsible for the 5 countries that I have just mentioned. And I just want perhaps to say that everyone is invited from all across our member countries to join SASSCAL in strengthening our collective action for climate adaptation and resilience. Together, we can make a real difference.
Precisely. Professor, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Dee. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yes, that was Professor Indongo, the Executive Director of SASSCAL, speaking to us there this morning. And now I hand it back over to Tata Mike to Ondangwa to finish unpacking the day for us.